Hi y'all, my name is Brittany Robinson Johnson and I'm going to be doing my film critique over The ReZort and how it compares with Romero's films that we've discussed so far. The first comparison I'm going to make is how this movie compares to Romero's thesis. Excuse me. So I do think that it compares to Romero's thesis because of the fact that, so basically the thesis says our own demise is not created by the zombies themselves, but by our own internal conflict. And so either by human error or, by, in this case, the greed of a society. So in this movie, there is this society that's overcome the zombie outbreak, and they're starting to rebuild, and and in that rebuilding stage or process, there's this corporation that has bought this brilliant idea of creating an island resort where people can go and let out their aggression and shoot and kill zombies for fun, for sport. So, this is kind of the first beginning of everything. And I feel like if they were smart as a society, they would have eliminated the problem of zombies altogether. Instead, they're money hungry and they're greedy. They look at every angle of everything to see how they can make some kind of profit from it. So that kind of tells you where this film is going to go, in regards to what the downfall is going to be. So then we find out a little bit later about how this same corporation has also been taking refugees and turning them into zombies to keep their business going, to keep zombies in the resort so that people keep coming to pay to kill. So that in itself is wrong on so many levels, of course, but that kind of just tells you how far someone's willing to go for their own selfish ambitions. So, here we are in the middle of rebuilding this great, these great cities and towns, and we've overcome this zombie war that they keep talking about, and yet you have one corporation that's creating zombies. So you've got people that have eliminated the problem, and then people that are coming in and creating more of a problem. And so if it's not contained, it can easily go south, really quickly. And we definitely witnessed that here. So that's kind of the first thing. The second part I want to talk about is the main character in this movie, whose name is Melanie. She comes to the resort in a way to cope with the loss of her father. She watched him turn into a zombie, and it's had a pretty bad effect on her. So she says that she's come to the resort to kill to get well. They believe that, or she believes, that killing those zombies will help her cope with her own loss that she experienced, right? So that's her way of, kind of reasoning with this. So she comes in, and at the very beginning of the film, I really feel like she's going to be a damsel in distress, a regular, grade A Barbara, right? From Romero's film. I felt like she really compared with her as far as she's very helpless and weak-minded. But as the film has progressed, so has she. She's also kind of evolved into this stronger character. And so at the end of the film, she actually even comes out, as one of the only survivors. And I definitely feel like she can really compare with Sarah, near the end. And I thought that was kind of interesting. How to kind of watch her grow and to see, she's got such a confidence about her at the end, where she even comes out and even shows light on what the corporation had been doing amongst the refugees, creating the zombies. The last thing I want to talk about is the zombies themselves and how they kind of can compare to Romero's film, and then some of the differences that I've noticed as well. So the zombies in the resort, they, are very quick. They're very smart, and even one in particular, we witness her having memory, access to her brain in the memory form. So at the very beginning of the film, she is humiliated by the curator of the resort, and she remembers that, and when, the zombies break out and start to attack everyone, she goes straight for the same person that humiliated her and actually helps to eat that woman. So it was kind of neat to see that recognition in her. She recognized the person, and then even, singled her out. And then I also feel like that really compares to Steven from Dawn of the Dead, where, you know, he's been killed and then he reanimates and somehow remembers the secret false wall that leads to the others, right? So that's something that he had when he was alive, and then when he reanimated, he remembered that and led all the other zombies there. And I thought that that was really a good comparison between the two films. Another part would be the fact that they are faster. That's probably the only difference, is that, you know, they're faster, they're a little bit more cunning, they're a little bit stronger, they're definitely a little bit more frightening. I think that in the first Night of the Living Dead, they were a little bit slower. You know, you could always outrun them. Like, they were never going to go much faster than what they were already kind of walking or trudging along. In this film, I mean, these zombies have like inhumane speed. So that would be like the only difference that I found. Otherwise, I do feel like this is a great movie. It had a great additive to the genre. I felt like it kind of brought something new to the table, and which makes it very interesting, because, you know, zombie movies are a dime a dozen, right? So you always see the same thing over and over again. You never see something kind of new and full of flavor, and I felt like this kind of was. So that's the end of my critique, and I hope you guys liked it and hope you guys watch it. Have a good day.